Hello children, in this session I continue chapter number 5, data handling. Okay children, in the last video I have explained about the frequency distribution table taking the example of 22 students and their favorite subject. Today let us learn about grouping of data, and here I have given the mathematics marks scored by 60 students of class 8 in a test out of 50 marks. Children, if we mark each observation as separate and enter the tally marks, then it will be a very difficult work. So what we are doing is we are grouping the marks like 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50 and 50 to 60. And here each group is called class interval or a class. Here how many classes do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have here 6 classes or 6 class intervals. And consider these two classes. Here we have 0 to 10 and 10 to 20. And see children, 10 is common here. It is a common observation. So 10 in which class we have to consider? As a common convention, we consider this 10 in the higher class. 10 to 20. Observation 10 we have to consider in the higher class. Similarly, 30, 40 and 40 to 50. 40 is common. So the observation 40 we have to consider in this higher class 40, 50. Right children? And 50 in which class we will consider? In the higher class 50 to 60. So here the data is grouped. The information, this each observation or data we are given in a group. So it is said to be grouped data, and the frequency distribution table is also called grouped frequency distribution table. This is the grouped frequency distribution table. Here we get total frequency is 60, because in the question also we have 60 observations. Okay, and now studying this table we get different information, like most of the students have scored between 20 to 40. Most of the students have got the marks between 20 to 40. Right children? Here 21 students scored the marks, and 30 to 40 we have 19. So from this table we can see most of the students scored marks between 20 and 40. Similarly, 8 students have scored more than 40 marks out of 50. Here you can see in the table, here you can see 7 students scored and here 1 student scored. So here entries are from 40 onwards. So from 40 and above, how many students got the marks? 7 plus 1, 8 students. Like that we can get different information from the frequency distribution table. Okay children? Children, in the class interval 10 to 20, 10 is called the lower class limit and 20 is called the upper class limit. Here 10 is called the lower class limit, 20 is the upper class limit. Take the class 30 to 40, 30 is called the lower class limit and 40 is the upper class limit. For the class 50 to 60, which is the lower class limit? 50. Which is the upper class limit? 60. Second point, the difference between the upper class limit and lower class limit is called the width or size of the class interval. So children, we have to understand the width. What is the meaning of width or size of the class? Take this class 10 to 20. Difference find out. 20 minus 10. What is it? 10. So 10 is the width of the class. Here 30 to 40. Upper class limit minus lower class limit. You do 40 minus 30 and we get the answer 10. So the width of the class is 10. Here in each class you can see the difference is 10. Difference is 10 and here also difference is 10. So everywhere in each class the width of the class or size of the class is 10. it is same. Class interval is here, the width of class interval is same, that is 10. The mid value of a class is called its class mark, and it is obtained by adding the upper and lower limits and dividing the sum by 2. So another point we have to study about the mid value. For getting mid value, you have to do upper class limit and lower class limit. You have to add and you have to divide it by 2. For example, you take the class 30 to 40. Here you know lower class limit is 30 and upper class limit is 40. So you add these two numbers 30 and 40, adding time we get 70. 70 by 2 it is 35. Otherwise also you know the middle number between 30 and 40 is 35. That way you can use your common sense also and can find the mid value. Okay children, you understood? Study the following frequency distribution table and answer the questions given below. Here we have got a frequency distribution of daily income of 550 workers of a factory. Children, this question is from your textbook in page number 73 and 74. So you can write these answers in your textbook with a pencil. Okay children? And now let us do the answering. Question number 1. What is the size of the class interval? So how to find the size of the class? For this, any class take 100 to 125. Upper limit minus lower class limit. 125 minus 100, it is equal to 25. If you want, you can take any other class. 200 to 225. Here upper class limit minus lower class limit. 225 minus 200, it is equal to 25. So the size of the class interval in this question is 25. Okay children? Question number 2. Which class has the highest frequency? If you look at the table, you can see the highest frequency is 140. And for which class? It is for the class 200 to 225. Okay, so the answer is 200 to 225 is the class having the highest frequency. Question number 3. Which class has the lowest frequency? In the frequency table, the lowest frequency given is 20 and it is for the class 300 325. So the answer is the class 300 325 has the lowest frequency. Number 4. What is the upper limit of the class interval 250 to 75? So children, here 250 to 75. This is the lower class limit and this is the upper class limit. So the upper class limit is 275. Number 5. Which two classes have the same frequency? If you observe the frequency table, you can see the number 55 repeatedly 2 times. So for which classes? 175 to 200 and again 225 to 250. So the answer is the two classes that have the same frequency are 150 to 175 and 225 to 250. Okay children? Children, now let us learn about histogram. The graphical representation of a continuous grouped frequency distribution is called a histogram. Here see the point, continuous grouped frequency distribution. Here we have an example of a continuous grouped frequency distribution. It is marks are given in class intervals like 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. Here the class interval is ending at 10 and the next class interval starts from 10. So these two classes is 10 is common. Here these two classes is 20 is common. So here the class interval ends with 30 and next class interval starts from 30. So such a distribution is called continuous grouped frequency distribution. And histogram is a type of bar diagram where the class intervals are shown on the horizontal axis and the heights of the bars shows the frequency of the class interval. It is a vertical bar graph with no spacing between the bars. Children, when we draw histogram, we are taking class intervals along the x-axis and frequencies along the y-axis. And for x-axis and y-axis, we have to take scales. It can be same or different. Okay. And here in this graph, we have taken the scale for x-axis. 1 centimeter equal to 5 marks. See here children, from 0 to 1. This is 1 centimeter. And from this dark line to another dark line, again 1 centimeter. So total is 2 centimeter and it is written 10. So for 1 centimeter it is 5 marks. Okay, so 0 to 10 it is 2 centimeter. Now again along the y-axis, here 1 centimeter and the number is 1 and it is frequency. So for one frequency or one number of students it is, so 1 centimeter shows 1 student. So these are the scales for the x-axis and y-axis we have taken for this graph. And the following steps are used in drawing a histogram. Whatever points we are usually doing for the graph, and just now whatever I have said, all points are summarized here. Okay children, let us read and understand. Number 1, draw 2 lines, one horizontal and other vertical, intersecting at O. Say, mark them as OX and OY, representing x-axis and y-axis respectively. This is the x-axis OX and here it is y-axis OY. Choose a suitable scale for x-axis and represent class limits along this axis. So we have taken scale. What is the scale for the x-axis? 1 centimeter equal to 5 marks along the x-axis, and we have written the class limits, class intervals. Choose a suitable scale for y-axis and represent frequencies along this axis. So here also we have along y-axis we have taken the scale 5 centimeter equal to 1 centimeter equal to 1 student. So that is the scale for the y-axis. Construct rectangles with class intervals as bases and respective frequencies as heights, so that areas of rectangles is proportional to the frequencies of corresponding classes. Here on the bases we have taken class intervals and frequencies along the vertical axis, and we have drawn rectangles, and here different rectangles are there, and see there is no spacing between the rectangles, it is continuous. That is the histogram. Okay children.